Hey VC, it's me. On Thanksgiving Day, thought I'd make a video and show you some of my recent finds that I got in this from the past weekend. Went to some thrift stores and got quite a few records. I'll probably be making this one of two videos to show all of it. So starting off here, we got the CDs. This is Christian Death CD that I found at Goodwill, and this one's called The Path of Sorrows, and I didn't have any Christian Death CDs, so I thought I'd pick that one up. And here's another Christian Death. This one is called The Rage of Angels, and it's on Cleopatra Records. So that was sort of unusual, I thought, to find those. And then this is some CD from, they have a whole series that came out in, I guess it was the 90s. Mondo Lounge Bachelor Pad Pleasures is the name of this one. As you can see, I still have the stickers on there. This one also came from Goodwill. This has a lot of music that I was really into the 90s, and I still am. It's got a lot of, it's got like Esquivel and Burt Bacharach, David Rose, Tom Jones, Sergio Mendes, Sammy Davis Jr. You know, a lot of what a lot of people would call easy listening, but a lot of that stuff is sort of, the arrangements is a little bit more than, to me, easy listening. It seems more of a ping pong percussion that you've probably, well, people that's not into that probably haven't heard it, but anyway, that's what it sort of, it's all sort of that sound. And then at FYE, this was in the $5 bin, the Allman Brothers Band. This one's called A Decade of Hits from 69 to 79. And didn't have any Allman Brothers on CD, so this is one that I've been wanting to go ahead and get. So when it was in the $5 bin, you know. And then I got the Psychedelic Furs Greatest Hits. And, you know, there's a lot of good songs on here, obviously, but the ones that people might know is Pretty in Pink, which is the soundtrack, or the theme song to the soundtrack of the movie Pretty in Pink. And then my favorite one is Love My Way, which MTV used to play that video all the time. And you know, it's just a cool video. I mean, it has xylophone in it. Who doesn't like xylophone? And then here's one that I actually have never owned and haven't even really heard the whole entire thing. Very underrated and underappreciated Van Halen album, Van Halen 3. This is with Gary Sharon, which was with Extreme before that. And they just did the one album, as any Van Halen fans out there might know. And I seen a MTV concert around this time from that tour, and I actually liked it. You know, I mean, they mixed it up pretty good and did a little bit of all the Van Halen stuff, and I thought it was really good. But I was also a fan of Extreme, so, and up to that point, that was the only Van Halen that you was going to get before, you know, they reunited with David Lee Roth. But anyway, there's those CDs, my latest CD pickups. And then here was a book that was in the $2 bin at half price. What's Your Poison? These are addictive advertising of the 40s through the 60s. And it's got just hilarious, you know, ads in here from everything. You know, how they were, you know, doctors was, you know, they were saying that, like, smoking was healthy and stuff, you know. So that's just hilarious in its own right. I'm trying to fix the TV there. And it has, we'll get this right here in a minute. Maybe, maybe not. Alright. I'm trying not to play music in my videos if I'm unsure of the rules of YouTube as far as, you know, what they'll allow you to play and what they won't allow you to play. So I'm not currently playing music because I don't know if anyone out there knows the rules and what you're allowed to play and the stipulations of, as I've seen a lot of people in their videos, like if they're playing music in the background, you know, they'll hold up the CD or they'll mention, this is who I'm playing, you know, I'm playing this artist, such and such. You know, is that something that they're consciously doing to avoid getting tagged on YouTube by, you know, the YouTube police with the music rights? Or if anybody knows that out there, please let me know, because I am very unclear on this, and I've actually tried to look it up on, you know, on the internet and find some things out, but I haven't really been successful. So anyway, there's that book, Name Your Poison, or What's Your Poison. And then let's move on to the records here. These are just like random records that I bought from excuse me, from thrift stores, and a lot of them are off the wall because I like that stuff as well. This is Don Lonnie Talks with Teenagers, and I'd seen this one in like terrible album cover, you know, websites, and so I just picked it up based on that. And then here's Don Lonnie Talks Again. Obviously that's the same guy there. And I don't know if these are any good or not, but it's just hilarious to me that a lot of these records even exist. And then we have Offbeat Percussion, Don Lemond and his orchestra. So I can back that up a little bit. And this is sort of like I was saying earlier about the ping pong percussion. And it's a lot of easy listening, I guess, too. And then we have, this is The Letter People. It's a show that used to be on TV back in the 70s, a very cheaply made show. Had these puppets that were different letters of the alphabet, and you know, it was terrible, but it's sort of nostalgic for me, so I'm sure that'll be a hilarious listen. And then I got this record here. This is Bebe Benson, Open, Enter, and Come On In. Adults only, it says. And then it's actually signed by her. It says, if I can read that, something something, and Marty Diane make Marty something his schmeckle up, whatever. I can't read her writing, but, and then she has like a chastity belt on there, and I haven't listened to this one yet, but to see this at a Goodwill, you know, it's just hello. So there's that. And then we got this is the History of Rock Instrumentals, Volume 1. I don't know how many volumes there were, but no, actually, yeah, it's a Volume 1. But this one has, you know, Wipeout by the Safaris, Sandy Nelson, Ventures, Santo and Johnny, Bumble, Be Bumble and the Stingers. You know, I love a lot of good 60s, 70s instrumentals. And then this one here looked interesting just by the cover. I'm not sure what kind of music this is. It's Ronnie Law's Friends and Strangers, and it's definitely the 70s, 1977. Yes. And then we got Supertramp. This is one I didn't have. And I think Dave Rico showed this one in one of his videos not too long ago. And I didn't have this one, like I said, and I hadn't seen it. So, like, I probably have, this is probably my third Supertramp album. I'm thinking, of course, I have Breakfast in America, and I think I have one more in addition to this one. And then we have, this is Godfrey Cambridge. I have no idea. Them cotton picking days are over, it says. And it's a comedy record recorded live at the Hungry Eye. So that's says he's not only funny, he's valuable. So there went my TV again. Trying to have the TV on a bright screen so I can be lit up, because my videos seem to be dark otherwise. This is Lily Tomlin. This is a recording, it says. Excuse me. If anyone remembers her from, I don't know if she was on Laugh-In or what was the show she was on, but she used to have a comedy routine on TV. We have some George Carlin here. I didn't have this one. Toledo window box. And he's got his pot shirt on the front and just the stems there on the back. And then this was sort of a surprise to see this. Woody Allen. Didn't have any Woody Allen records, and I wasn't aware that he had actually recorded comedy records. I know he's a comedian, but this was at Goodwill too, 99 cents. This is the nightclub years from 64 to 68. And it got me a Ted Nugent, State of Shock. Like I didn't have this one. I have it on CD, but you know, the cover's sort of worn, but the record's fine. And then another George Carlin, Class Clown. There was a bunch of George Carlin at this thrift store, but I just picked up the ones that I didn't have. I try not to rebuy stuff. I have a habit of doing that or wanting to do that. And then the last one I have in this video is sort of a confusing album. It's Barry White there, but it is the Love Unlimited Orchestra Rhapsody in White, arranged and conducted by Barry White. This features the love theme. So, you just never know what you'll find. This came out in '74. And that's the end of that. So, if anyone knows out there the stipulations, like I said, of YouTube's music, playing of music and stuff in the background, I'm curious because I'd really like to know so I can either play music or not play music or know what to play. So if you liked any of those records, leave me some comments and subscribe, tell your friends, and tell your enemies, either one, anybody that watches my videos. So we'll see you in part 2.